Good morning, everybody. Do you remember about a week or so ago, maybe not quite, when we made the amaranth bread? Well, we're going to do it again this morning, except we're going to have two changes. One change is we're going to add a lot of lamb's quarter seed to it. I thought that would be interesting because I was keeping an eye on lamb's quarter plants, and I knew I wanted to save the seeds, so there were 3 scattered throughout the garden that I let get big. And I collected the seeds from them. So that's one change. We're going to be using as many as we can instead of amaranth. They're a member of the same family. And the other change is that we're going to make this loaf of bread, instead of a round boule, we're going to make it a sandwich loaf. A little bit more convenient to use. So, lamb's quarter and amaranth is going to go into this bread. So let's get started. Here is our lamb's quarter seed. We're going to weigh that, and then we're going to add amaranth to make up the difference. The way I designed this loaf of bread, I need 137 grams total between the lamb's quarter and the amaranth. So let's weigh this and see what we have. There's the lamb's quarter seed. It looks like 45 grams. Not a lot, but it's something. Next year I'm going to try to collect even more. And then for the amaranth, we'll just add that to the mixing bowl to bring it up to 137. There we go. Let's get this loaf of bread underway here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put in, let me check, 250 grams of 86 or thereabouts degrees water. I've got the scale on. I like to use the scale. I like to measure my ingredients. It's just the way I learned. Okay, 250 grams. Then we're going to put in all of our poolish. Now I've talked about poolishes before. Poolish rhymes with foolish. And here we go. I had to get a spatula. So we're going to put all the poolish in. The poolish is nothing more than the evening before you're going to bake. You put in 150 grams of room temperature water, just a tiniest pinch of yeast, and then 150 grams of your flour in a container. Mix it up and leave it on the counter overnight. That's all a poolish is. So we just put in our poolish, and the purpose of a poolish is to give you what's called a pre-ferment. And basically what it does is it adds a little bit of flavor to your bread. So the poolish is in. Now we're going to put our various flours in. We're going to put in 50 grams of organic whole wheat flour. We're going to put in our 137 grams of lamb's quarter seed, amaranth seed flour mixture that Danielle ground up for us into a flour. We're going to put that in. Then we're going to put in 263 Then we're going to put in 263 grams of organic bread flour. I like using bread flour as opposed to all-purpose flour because there's more gluten network in the bread flour, and it helps our loaf to stay together. Gives it some form, some body. 263. 250. 61, 63, 263, perfect. Okay, we're going to put this on the stand mixer and do a pre-mix and then bring it back in the kitchen. Okay, our pre-mix is finished now, so we're going to put this on the counter and give it about a 20 or 30 minute rest. This is called the Autolyse. This gives the dough a chance to hydrate a little bit more thoroughly. So we'll leave that for about 20 to 30 minutes. And then we'll put it back on the mixer. Okay, about 25 minutes have gone by, so our Autolyse period is finished. We're going to put our dough back on the mixer and finish the mixing. We're going to put salt and yeast in it as well. So here we go. Put this bad boy back on the mixer. And here we go. Okay, we're going to put in our 12 grams of salt. And our 2 grams of yeast. We're going to give that a nice thorough mixing. Okay, our bread done is finished. The mixing portion, I'm going to transfer it to this mixing bowl. I'm going to put a couple tables of olive oil in there first. Not even. Because this dough can be a little sticky. We will appreciate having oil in here. So we'll spill our dough out into this bowl. It's not going to spill out, it's going to tumble out.
Wow.
Isn't it nice?
Oh, it's beautiful. What a color.
Yeah. Reminiscent of the other time. So I'm going to dip my hand in water. And I'm going to just do a few folds.
Smells wonderful.
Yeah. Smells really nice. So this is our bread dough. It's a combination of amaranth, lamb's quarter seed, ground into a flour, and we added that to our bread flour and our whole wheat flour. So 25% of this dough is amaranth and lamb's quarter. It's going to be interesting. Okay, we'll cover that and give it a half-hour rest.
You left some behind. Waste not, want not. As I like to say, this is another bite of bread. Every teaspoon of dough. Very good.
And up it goes. And we'll come back in half an hour. It's 10 o'clock. It's 11 o'clock. That's perfect. Okay, it's time to do our first set of folds. I like to wet my hand a little bit to help to keep the dough from sticking to my hand. But you know something? This dough isn't too terribly sticky. So all I do is I pick it up on one side, raise it, and I fold it back down on itself. I turn it 90 degrees, pick up the side, and fold it down on itself. And I just keep doing that, going around 90 degrees at a time. This helps to build dough strength. And it helps to develop the gluten network. By the way, in case you didn't watch the other amaranth bread video, amaranth is not really a true grain or a true cereal because it doesn't have any gluten. So for those of you who are on a gluten-free diet, you might want to consider adding amaranth to your diet. Okay, there we go. We're going to put this back up on the shelf and let it continue to do its thing for another half hour. Boop. Now we're doing our second set of folds. Just like the first set, I try to lift it up into the air and fold it down upon itself like that, just to add some strength to the dough. And that's really all there is to it. Do that 6 or 8 times. And then I just form it into a nice ball. I put my bread towel back on it and put it up for safekeeping again. And then now we have a 2-hour wait. Okay. All right, it's time to shape our round. Not the loaf per se, but just the round. So take it down off the warm spot, take it over to our deck, take the cover off, and isn't that a beautiful thing? I'll need a spatula. I'll grab my favorite, tip it up, and out it comes. It's got a little bit of a skin on it. I don't really want that, but it has it, so there's nothing I can do. During the 2-hour rest period, Danielle and I made tuna fish salad with homemade mayonnaise. So when this bread is done, we're going to make tuna fish sandwiches. Tuna fish salad sandwiches, I should say. So I'm just going to shape a round out of it. And I just like to pull the sides out and fold it over top of itself. We call this stapling it together. Very easy. Sourdough breads don't always cooperate at this step, but this type of bread, usually a yeasted bread, works pretty easy. And all I'm doing is I'm pulling this round toward me, and you can see that it's tightening up. I'm just trying to tighten it up, which adds tension to the dough. That's really pretty good. I'm just going to lightly surface the corner of this board, lightly flour the corner of the board, I should say. I'm going to park that there, like that. And that's going to stay there for 20 minutes. I'm going to cover it because I don't want any more skin to form on it. And we'll check back in 20 minutes. All right, our 20 minutes are up. So it's time to shape our loaf. And this is our dough. I'm just going to now remember, this is going to be a bread pan loaf for sandwiches. Danielle has been wanting me to make one of those. So I'm just going to give it a basic loaf shape. This is not going to be a fancy round boule like you sometimes see me make. And that's all there is to it. Then we're going to place that in our bread pan. Just kind of gussy it up a little bit. Make it look nice. And we're going to cover this guy, and it's going to set to the side for 45 minutes. And then we can finally bake. Alright, our rising time is over. So let's see what we have going on here. Our bread has nicely risen, so it's time to put it in the oven. And we're going to use about a 350-degree oven.
Are you going to slash the top?
No, I'm not going to slash the top. And we're going to set a 25-minute timer. And then we can eat lunch. Whenever you cook, or bake rather, in a wood cook stove, it's always a good idea to turn your project around halfway through. So that's what we're doing now. There we go. Our bread should be done. Here we go. Let's take a look. Oh, it smells like bread. Oh, so nice. Let's put it there. I'll close this door real quick. Now for the moment of truth. There she is. Look at that. Huh? Amaranth and lamb's quarter bread. After that cools, I'm going to have a sandwich. Alright, there we go. Lamb's quarter and amaranth bread. And in a little while, I think we're going to have a sandwich made out of it. Thanks for watching.